All right, welcome back to the show. Word on the street. Just wanted to do a little quick movie review. Me and the old lady just came from seeing Queen and Slim, and let me tell you, very, very good movie. I I, I have to say it's a very good movie, man. Like this movie is a must see. You got to go check this movie out, man. This movie has so many. Like it just has so many how should I say this? It speaks to the thread of the community that we're living in to this day. It really is a good movie. You got to go and see it, man. The message in the movie is very, very clear. It may not be as clear as you need it to be for some, but for me, the message in the movie is very, very clear. It really just shows how as the environment that we're in today, that certain people are living with double negatives. If you probably won't understand what I'm saying by saying a double narrative, a double negative. I don't know why I want to keep saying narrative. Can't get that word out right now. But a double negative. The term double negative is very appropriate for the environment that a lot of people are living in today. The movie really complements that. It really shows how people, are having to operate in today's society, whether it be a young person, an old person, just people in general coming from, coming from, like Anthony Young would say, coming from where I come from. So this video is not meant to be long, man, but just go check that movie out. Very, very good movie. Very, very good movie. I have to say that the author really did her thing on this movie with writing it. Those are some of the pros to the movie. Some of the cons in the movie, I don't really want to point out too many cons in the movie just because, I feel like the movie was written in a way to where the cons that I feel like were cons in the movie don't really matter. Some of the things that I feel like were cons in the movie were the way that certain plots jump from one thing to the next, or not even certain plots. There's like open-ended things that happen in the movie that we don't get to finish. And they're small. It's not like they're, big issues. They're small issues, but just from me looking at the movie from a movie writer's perspective, and I'm not a movie writer, but I like to put myself in the mind frame of someone who's writing a movie to kind of give myself a tutorial of writing a movie and the things that you would need to make sure that you follow, guidelines that you would want to follow for writing a movie to make sure your movie makes sense. You don't want your movie to be all over the place. Once someone goes back and they watch it 2 or 3 times, they start noticing, hey man, this right here, this right here, this right here. You don't want a movie like that, which I'm pretty sure before movies actually hit the theaters, people that are spending a lot of money on the movies, they review these movies to make sure that they don't have things in it like that. But this movie, this movie had small, very minute scenarios like that. But at the end of the day, it was a very good movie. Shout out to I can't even think of his name, and I'm mad that I can't think of his name right now. But the guy who played in the movie Get Out. Man, that man is a good actor. And I'm glad he's not getting, he didn't play a role like the movie Get Out, when he played in Get Out, and then he goes and finds some sucker role to play after that, just because people know his name now. They want him in the movie because, how good of a reaction he got to the movie Get Out. I'm glad to see that he's in another movie playing the same exact role that he played in the last movie, which is, someone that's not, black man that's not going to stand for no shit. You know what I'm saying? There's too many men that are out in Hollywood, black men that are out in Hollywood that are, assuming roles that put black men in a bad light, and those roles, that light can be dimmed as far as how the public and society see black men. If some of the black men that are in society wouldn't play some of the roles that they play, regardless of the money that they're going to give you, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to put your morals in play and say, hey, I'm going to stand on something, and I'm not just going to, just do it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point you have to say, well, I'm just going to do it off GP. You know what I mean? If you already have money, you should be doing it off GP. You shouldn't have to have, some big payoff, because at the end of the day, a lot of these big payoffs that, people in Hollywood are getting, what are you spending the money on? Like, to me, I don't understand. And I'm not poor. I don't try to portray the role of being rich either, but, I do what I do, and I live. You know what I'm saying? And if my situation starts to go downhill, then I go harder for what I need to make my situation stay afloat. But I just could not see myself owning a home, having a nice car, having a bank full of money. A bank account. If you're somewhere and you got $300 million in a bank account, $200 million in a bank account, I just don't see the purpose of having that much money sitting in a bank account just to see it there, just so you can go on your phone or go into an account and say, hey, I see that I still have $3 million. And I get it, you don't just go out and spend all your money up, but just to have $3 million sitting in the bank and you still, going out and playing silly sucker roles in movies to make, a narrative for people look a certain kind of way, and that the narrative is looking like that, for someone to say, hey man, I'm just out here getting my money. And I get it. I mean, yeah, you're getting your money, but what else are you getting along with that money? So again, just wanted to do a quick review on that movie, and that's Queen and Slim. Very good movie. You should go check that one out.